What does the Prime Minister know about Senator Sinodinos' involvement with Australian Water Holdings, and when did you know it?
The question of who knew what when will be dealt with by the ICAC inquiry, as it should be.
When did the Prime Minister become aware that Senator Sinodinos stood to make $20 million for facilitating a deal involving Australian Water Holdings and the New South Wales Government? When did he become aware, the Prime Minister?
What counts is that the highest standards of this parliament are upheld, that people can be confident that there is integrity in our public life.
My question to the Prime Minister: at 8 a.m. yesterday morning, Senator Sinodinos told a journalist from the Wall Street Journal that he was batting on. What changed between yesterday morning, when the Prime Minister supported the former Assistant Treasurer's decision to bat on, and yesterday afternoon, when the Prime Minister supported Senator Sinodinos' decision to stand aside?
When issues of this nature arise, this government does the right and the honourable thing, as Senator Sinodinos did yesterday. And that's not just my judgment, that's the judgment of the member for Wills, who said this morning on the doors, stepping aside in the face of an inquiry like the ICAC inquiry is the right thing to do.
I refer to Senator Sinodinos' statement to the Senate in February of 2013 that he played no role in the awarding of the January 2012 contract to Australian Water Holdings by Sydney Water. Was the Prime Minister aware that Senator Sinodinos has in fact arranged for a letter from Premier O'Farrell to help secure the contract, and when did the Prime Minister become aware of this?
These are all matters that will quite properly be canvassed by the ICAC inquiry.
And the member would also know that under the standing orders, ministers are not obliged to answer questions. They do not have the same standing order. No, they are not, as well you know. Merely because you don't get the answer that you wish does not make it outside the standing orders.
I refer to revelations in today's Australian Financial Review that Senator Sinodinos was given the task of negotiating an informal $1 million success fee, for Liberal lobbyist Michael Photios just months before this practice was outlawed by the O'Farrell government. When did the Prime Minister first become aware of this fact?
Again, all of the issues referred to by the Leader of the Opposition will quite properly be canvassed by the New South Wales investigation.
Has Senator Sinodinos resigned his commission as Assistant Treasurer and Minister in this government?
He has stepped aside from the Assistant Treasurership. He has stepped aside, and while he has stepped aside, he will forfeit ministerial salary and ministerial entitlements.
Can the Prime Minister confirm the ministerial salaries must continue to be paid until a minister resigns or is sacked?
I can confirm that the stood-aside Assistant Treasurer is forfeiting his salary and he's not axing his entitlements.
Given that Senator Sinodinos has not resigned his commission, given that Senator Sinodinos' name is still on his ministerial office, that he still has ministerial staff and he still appears on the government ministerial website, is Senator Sinodinos still receiving ministerial superannuation?
For the period in which Senator Sinodinos has stood aside, he will be allocated a backbench senator's office in the Senate wing. He will not receive his ministerial salary, and his staff will be directed to work for the person acting in his stead, namely the Minister for Finance.
I refer to the Prime Minister's refusal to confirm all the details of the withdrawal of ministerial entitlements from Senator Sinodinos. Prime Minister, how is this possible under the legislation which you are obliged to implement?
I have here a letter
silence on my left
from Senator Sinodinos to the Special Minister of State,
the member for Wakefield,
indicating that he will forego his ministerial entitlements, and I table this letter. I have a letter from Senator Sinodinos to the Secretary of the Treasury saying that his staff will be working to Senator Cormann. I table the letter, and I have here a letter from Senator Sinodinos to the President of the Senate saying that he will not be drawing his salary. So, Madam Speaker, he won't get his salary, he won't get his entitlements, and he doesn't have his staff.
Upon announcing his ministry on the 16th of September last year, the Prime Minister unequivocally said, I want to absolutely scotch any suggestion that there is a cloud over Arthur Sinodinos. There is not. I wouldn't be appointing Arthur to the incoming ministry if I thought there was any cloud over him. What has materially changed since then? Or did the Prime Minister knowingly appoint Arthur Sinodinos to a key economic portfolio when in fact he believed there was a cloud?
He was an absolutely worthy and appropriate appointment to the incoming ministry, and I have to say his actions yesterday entirely vindicate his decency and his honour.